Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, September 23rd, 2011. It is the final trading day of the week. Let's get right into the charts. A lot to cover this morning. Futures are trading down about 17 points at the moment. This is the S&P 500 E-minis, and you can see a pretty steep decline really around, I'll say, 4 o'clock in the morning. Futures really started to decline. You know, when the market goes down, that means one thing: the U.S. dollar index is going up. And sure enough, you can see right here the dollar started to take off to the upside. Now the dollar is pulling back a little bit, and the futures are getting a little bit of a bid off the lows. If the dollar pulls back more, you will see the markets inflate. And we'll just go back and we'll look at the S&P again, and you can see how they'll just start to inflate and trade higher. Right now, that inverse relationship between the U.S. dollar index and the S&P 500 E-mini futures, as well as the rest of the major stock indexes, are trading inverse to the U.S. dollar index. Therefore, really what you need to pay attention to is the U.S. dollar index chart at this time. The market will simply trade inverse to it. That's what we've seen. That's what we saw yesterday. That's what I think we're going to continue to see. This is the trick in the book. If you could get the dollar down, you could get the market to inflate. But right now, fear is in the marketplace. It's just starting to creep in. I don't even think it's begun yet. It's just starting to creep in. And you can see money is flooding into the U.S. dollar index. So again, the dollar is getting extended. But if the dollar starts to make a move higher, these markets will deflate further. Okay, they will go lower. So again, you have to be very, very careful. You have to look at the U.S. dollar index chart, gauge it off of that. Now, right now, what you want to look at this morning is the bank stocks. Start with J.P. Morgan because it's the biggest and noted as the leading bank in the United States. You'll see trading down a little bit to around the 28.80 level, closed at 29.27. Look at Bank of America. This here is trading below $6 a share now. So this is another ugly, weak stock. Wells Fargo, same thing. Just follow the U.S. bank stocks. They'll really tell you everything you need to know about this market right now. We could take a look at some European banks. We'll take a look at Credit Suisse. You'll see that is trading down to $22 a share. So moving lower. Look at Deutsche Bank, ticker symbol DB. Same thing, trading lower. Take a look at UBS. Same thing, trading lower. Take a look at NBR, NBG, National Bank of Greece. And you can see that is trading at a new, fresh low here this morning at around 77 cents. So it looks like Greece is going to default one way or another. It's just going to be, is it going to be a more structured default? Is it going to be a real hard default? Or are they going to, I have to think it's going to be some type of orderly default where bondholders will have to take a loss. That's on end of the story. That's how it's going to happen. How soon it happens, I think it's just weeks away, and we'll see how that all plays out. A couple of other things to go over this morning. Let's talk about gold. GLD is getting hit this morning, but it is down now into an attractive support level. So there's a fair amount of support here for GLD, around 164, maybe 162, somewhere in that vicinity. SLV getting hit as well. This one just has taken out the lows. Be careful with the SLV. This is weaker than gold, but once again, this is now into some support areas. Let's take a look at the USO this morning. This is oil. USO closed at 31.13. This morning's trading at 31.40. USO will get a bid if the US dollar index comes down. If the US dollar index goes higher, USO will fall and go lower. Same goes for spot crude this morning. Okay? Remember, USO, commodities, everything out there is just an inverse trade on the US dollar index. The US dollar index is really the most important chart that you could look at. Now, spot crude is down about $2 today to around $78.50. So just remember, if the dollar goes higher, oil should go lower. I wouldn't be surprised to see that thing go down, oil go down another, 4 or 5 points. So again, that's where we stand at the moment. Futures have come off the lows a little bit, and we're going to get some news out of Europe today. You're probably going to get some news over the weekend, maybe, saying, things are going to get better. There's going to be a, G20 meeting, and there's going to be a joint effort. we've been hearing this stuff for 2 years already. It's ridiculous. But I mean, since the last time Greece defaulted, which was in May of 2010, and now here we are in September 2011, and we're going through the same thing. What about Portugal? What about Ireland? What about Spain, Italy? What about France? The French banks have been decimated. They don't look any better than the Greek banks. So again, traders just have to be aware of this. I don't mean to sound too negative or too bearish, but this is a domino effect, and we've been talking about this for a long, long time, especially on pre-market news and views. Okay, just going over a few other things here that I think you have to watch for. The Chinese ADRs, okay? Let's take a look at the FXI. You're going to see this is trading down. Last night the Shanghai was down a little bit more. I have to think that this is going lower at this time. Whenever you get these big bear phases like this, don't think that things are on sale so soon. Things can go lower. So it's very, very important to realize that. So Chinese ADRs could be under more pressure today. Now, a couple stocks in the news. One was Nike, reported earnings after the bell yesterday. That stock's having a decent little pop today. It can be wild and gyrating, but again, Nike, nice move. I would not expect more than the $90 level for Nike. I think yesterday's high after hours is going to be max high today. Maybe it goes a little higher if the market can rally, but I really think there's a ton of resistance around that 90 level on the daily chart. We have another stock here, AMAC. I don't know the name. I'm not familiar with it, but I did see it sharply higher. This stock's trading up over $2. So on some news there, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe a takeover or something. I'm not sure. But check it out yourself. But that is trading higher. I don't think I see anything for this stock. It is just absurdly overblown on the daily chart. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But a great pop. It's trading really at this $8 level, but it's overextended. And I would not be a buyer up there. So if you do own it by some chance and you're watching this report, take profits. That's pretty much everything that I was looking at. There's really everything else is kind of range bound. I'm not seeing anything trading up or down that's worth noting. We'll leave it at that for the most part. Okay, those of you that are in the chat room, we'll see you on the microphone at 9:30. Those of you that are traders out there, we wish you the best today and have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care, everybody.